Research Channel. Went live just a second ago, but seemed like the screen went black, so I decided to go live again. If you see this, go ahead and share it on your social media pages if you want to talk. I don't have anything planned today specific to talk about. Just going to just give you my thoughts about everything going on. Everything's good on this end. A lot of stuff happening in the world right now. A lot of things happening in the world. Um, most of you, if you know me from my channel, the Underdog Research Channel. And I talk about technology related projects. But I didn't always just talk about that. I also, prior to that, I had a little show called Auditing the Message, where I would use my background in forensics. You know, uh, and I would use that in order to kind of look at popular conversations and explore it through forensics and show you the truth of it. So I looked at uh, police interactions with people. I've looked at investigations, and I kind of show you the truth. So today it's gonna be more on that end. So let's see what we got in the chat. We got Cool Cat. What's up, Cool Cat? Hey brother, I hope you're well and having a good weekend. We need to link up and chat more about Nimic. Absolutely. So we'll talk about Nimic for sure. That's in my private platform. If y'all don't know about Nimic, that's something I talk about as well. DW2, yes sir. Always appreciate you. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you very much, my friend. Long time community member. Appreciate you. So getting back to it, today I don't really have a conversation that's going to be specifically about crypto. Just going to talk for a few minutes. See what y'all doing, see what's going on in your lives, and then talk about some of the things we're seeing in the news and stuff. Let me tell you right now, there's a lot going on in this country, and everybody is feeling it. We're really feeling it, people. We're really feeling it. We have so much stuff going. I watched this video recently, and it was of somebody being pulled over by police. And when they got pulled over, the police officer went to take the weapon off of them, and then the police officer shot that person in the leg with their own weapon. I don't know. Have y'all seen that? Yeah, I thought that was pretty crazy. I was like, man, I seen that. Then I see today, about 2 days ago, that 1,000 people at the VA were fired that were in probation. And I'm a veteran myself. And so it's already difficult for veterans to get the benefits they need. And so I thought about that. So, and then the crypto market, y'all seen the crypto market. Crypto is one of those opportunities for people if you're trying to take a little bit of something and make it into something bigger. Crypto is a great opportunity, and for some reason, as you can see, crypto has not been doing really well for a lot of different things going on. So yeah, that's what's on my mind right now. So if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about who I am and what I think about some of the stuff that's happening. It may be related to crypto, it may not be. You may agree with me, you may disagree with me. I just feel like talking about it. So a lot of stuff happening, It's right now, it's a challenging time for people. It's a real challenging time for people. We are looking at something a little bit different than we've looked at in the past. I kind of warn people that if we make crypto political, then it's not going to be adopted the same way that we should look at it. And so crypto should not be political. Crypto should be purple. It should not be blue. It should not be red. Crypto should be purple, because if you make crypto a particular political ideology, then you're going to make people not want to adopt it. So what does that adoption look like to you? What does that adoption of crypto look like to you? We have to start taking real views at what's happening. This is what's happening. We are being distracted with fighting, and we are being manipulated. And the people who are not millionaires, the people who are working class people, we are the ones who suffer. Yet we spend so much time distracted with this fighting. We are really losing our perspective about what's happening in our countries. Look, it's going to be very difficult for us to make money in this market when it's already leveraged against you. And let me tell you why it's leveraged against you. I can take a project and I can research it until there's nothing left on the bone to research. I could take a project and I can go through the white paper. I can tell you about what it does. I can tell you about how it could benefit. And what will happen is online, people will take only the positive aspects of that project and discuss it. And they won't talk about the negative aspect of that project. Now, this is because in our society today, we are a very adversarial society. We always have to fight about something. We don't know how to just get along. Human beings, since the existence of us, has always found ways to find something to be segregated about, something to fight about. We don't know better. We just don't know better. Think about it. When we have a conversation about XRP, somebody's going to say, well, what about this one? Everyone's going to use this project. And that's just not the way that it is. Reality is, from a security standpoint, no one company is going to use one particular product throughout most of the global market, because that would put that companies at risk. Because when you have this unified, centralized way that you conduct business, people will create ways to disrupt it. We see this with Microsoft, Apple, viruses, malware. We can't think outside of the team. Like, think about it. We always are competitive. We get football teams and we compete. We get technologies, Android versus iPhone, Verizon versus Sprint. We just don't know how to exist without conflict. Then we apply that logic to technology. And it's really sad, really, because when we apply that same manner of thinking to technology, it actually creates a slower adoption of it. When we tie political narratives to technology, we create a slower adoption to it. And I'm going to give you some specific examples. I did videos before this election occurred, and I said to everyone that crypto has to be purple. And, some people will be in my inbox and or comments, and they'll say, when the next president takes over, you know how they sound, then it's going to be, crypto's going to skyrocket. And then when there was the Bitcoin conference, the same thing happened. Now, what happens is those narratives work while they work, while it's positive, but no one explains what happens when it's not positive. When things go south, everyone's quiet, right? Everyone's quiet about why crypto's down when you have the same administration in power. But when it's up, everyone talks about it. It has to be because this person's in power. And that's just not the way it works. Let me tell you how it works. Whoever buys and whoever sells, and narratives are important. The thing that it does, utility, is important. We continue to say something positive is connected to a particular person or administration, but then when the market goes south, we blame it on everything else but that administration. Okay, so pick one. We're not ignorant here. We're very logical people. Either something is, quote, bullish and a catalyst for upward momentum, and the market will keep going up, or that is not a true catalyst. It's a self-made catalyst. Now, if something's a self-made catalyst, that means that it's not organic. So it has to have its downward fall. So I think that when we continue to put ourselves in a position where we are creating these catalysts based on political narratives, we're going to continue to be disappointed because we are literally lying to ourselves. Everybody who's in crypto knows better, but we keep lying to ourselves. Let's go to some of the comments. Let's see. We got DW2 who says exactly. And then Phantom Beat says, yes, that's like just using of one form of transport to send deliveries when you have land, sea, and air to send product. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, listen, let me just use what Phantom Beat said. If you look in the comments, he made this comment. He says, I was talking about XRP and how people continue to create these fake narratives where they say, hey, XRP will be the only one, the only technology used. So you only should get XRP. And then I think that that is a foolish assumption because you got different countries, different cultures, different narratives, different motives. You got billionaires and millionaires who have investments in different venture capitalists. It makes zero sense for them to do that. From a technology standpoint, security standpoint, why would China, Russia, and United States all use the same technology across their borders? They would not. It makes no sense. They would not, because by doing so, it puts them at security risk. They would know all the security flaws, and they don't want to know the security flaws of each other's systems if it's not beneficial to them. So it makes no sense. So what Phantom Beat was saying is that's like saying using one form of transport. You're saying only packages can be delivered by the sea. Only packages can be delivered by the land, by vehicles or train or by the air. We use multiple types of ways to transport goods. So we got to stop thinking in this little binary space. We're going to use multiple means and adoption of technology. The problem is, folks, the real problem is you can't tell people that. Because crypto as a space is unregulated, it does come with some decentralized problems. And what are those decentralized problems? If I go to medical school and I become a hand doctor, okay? You see my little hands? That's me saying hand doctor, right? And I learn how to operate on the hand. And I become a specialist on operating on the hand, and someone comes in with a broken nose, I may be a doctor, I may know how to operate, but my specialty is not on the nose. I will be a general practitioner, even at best, for helping them to make adjustments or surgeries to the nasal cavity. I'm an expert with the hand. The problem there's a standard though, right? There's a standard to become a medical doctor. There's a standard to become a PhD. There's a standard to become an expert in your field. Even if you're in the technology field, you get certs. There's a standard to get a certification. But in the crypto sphere, you got everybody. Think about it. You got people who wake up, roll out of bed, put on a thumbnail and say whatever they want to about crypto. And that works because it's entertaining and it's biased. And let me tell you how much it works. I could take that information and let me just pull up something. Let's say we take this piece of paper right here, and there's words here, and I read it to you, and I say it says one stop to wellness, and I read that to you, and someone else picks it up and says it says two stops to wellness. Now, there's only one true words that are on that paper. Either it says one stop to wellness or two stops to wellness. But if I tell you that this says one stop to wellness and that one stop wellness is eating pickle juice, drinking it, and someone else picks it up and says, nope, the paperwork says one stop to wellness and the only way to wellness is drinking pomegranate juice. Which one's true without you investigating it? But you won't investigate it. Because if you are a believer in pickle juice, if you like pickle juice, if you like the way it tastes, you eat pickles already. My version, my narrative of saying one stop to wellness is drinking pickle juice aligns with yours. That's confirmation bias. And you bias yourself to the truth. You won't even go look at the truth because the truth is not consistent with your beliefs. And as long as we do that, we put ourselves in a very precarious position that we can be lied to, manipulated, and we will continue to be wrong. We'll continue to get information that may be negative, but may not be in your best interest. Where information that could be negative could be in your benefit if you only listen to what you're being told. But we don't do it because we like to have competing narratives. We like to have conversations about things that we believe is alignment with what we believe. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing right now, folks. The crypto space has been overran something differently in 2024 and 2025, the end of it after election, with a lot of false narratives based on what? Political leanings. And that does not work. Now, what's going to happen? Someone's going to listen to this and be like, oh, listen to Underdog Researcher. He's not a supporter of the administration. You'll miss it. You're going to miss the point I'm trying to make. Somebody else is going to listen to it and they might say, yeah, he's right. I'm not looking for rights or wrongs. What I'm looking for is for you to really understand that we have to be conscious that the information that we're receiving, in order for us to receive good, sound information, it has to challenge our position on something. If your position can't be challenged, whether it's technology adoption or whether it's integration, then the only thing that you can do is hope. And hope is okay. There's nothing wrong with hope. But hope without basis, hope without any factual reason to hope, makes no sense. Even that factual reason to hope is the good man above, the entity that controls you, whether it's God or whatever entity that you prescribe to, that is still hope. I think that we have to really, really, really make sense. Okay? Really make sense. Now, I'm going to kind of transition real quick. I'm going to go back to comments. I see Crypto Z, folks. Crypto Z, the working man's crypto 9 to 5. What's up, Underdog? Tuning in from work again. Good to see you, Crypto Z. If you haven't watched him before, folks, you can find him online. He has his own channel. And hopefully in the near future, I can do some collaborations with him and bring him out to you. He's raw. He'll tell you exactly what he feels. I think we need that. But let's talk about that, for example. Crypto for most people is more than just a digital asset. It's an opportunity to change your life. And who is that for mostly? It's not for the wealthy. It's for those who are not as wealthy. Crypto is an opportunity for you to get something of little value and turn to something great. And oftentimes I think we have this celebrityism within us. It's cultivated in our society, and it keeps us from seeing the truth. Celebrityism is we as little people in this big ecosystem of the world, we envy secretly and outwardly people who are more successful, people who have more money, that they got it all right, that they got it, they understand it. But the reality is, some of the people that we envy and we have celebrityism and that we favor, they don't have it all right. They are struggling too. And the likely reality is these people that we want to be like, to obtain money and wealth, to be like, wouldn't even spare you the spit from their mouth to quench your thirst if you was needing water. These people likely would never even invite you to their home. These people look at you no different than you look at an ant, yet we envy them and we want to be like them. You shouldn't. You should want to support your own family and also recognize that you can't support your own family unless you, as the community, recognize the power of individual community and people who look like you. My superheroes are not those who have more wealth than I am. My superheroes are those who are smarter than me, those who are more savvy than I am, those who have more strength than I do, those who are more vocal and braver. Mine are those who are more human, those who are more kind. I believe that basic human decency is the currency we should ask to obtain. And sometimes we need new leaders, new motivators to help us get there. Crypto Z, for example, reminds me of that. I'm not going to tell his story. I'll let him tell his story. But he has a great story that he shared with me. And I think that, it is a story that we should hear. Indigo Saint is another one. It's a story you might want to hear about. I have a great story that you probably don't know about. And the thing about it is I'm a part of that community and I recognize the power that this opportunity can give us. Some of us won't get this opportunity in crypto because we are being conditioned to hate ourselves. We're being conditioned to really truly not want to be successful because we don't think that we really matter, that we have an impact. Well, I'm gonna tell you here right now, you have a purpose. You have a true purpose, and that purpose is for you to live your life and do what you need to do to put yourself in a position to win. And I'm hoping that, I can help you with that winning. I'm hoping that you take the information I give you and it can help empower you, not the rich. I'm talking about those who I'm called to serve, those who work hard, those who want to change your life. Somebody has a sick mama right now, and this money they put in investment could change the life of their mama. Somebody got a grandparent who is in a home and they don't want them to be in that home. Somebody is almost homeless and their last $10 is put in something and they want it to prosper. Somebody is in a bad situation financially and they want to change it. And you can do that. But I got to tell you, you can only do that if you take the time to recognize the pitfalls, and you take the time to recognize how you can leverage the information and knowledge to change your life. So let's get back to comments, see what we got going on, everybody. We got Cool Cat coming in. He says, this is why it's so important to buy into projects with solid foundations. Because when the markets shake, you can stand firm on your convictions. Swift is a great example of that. That's a good, absolutely good example. What's going on, E? Going on, E? E, what's up, Underdog? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in, my friend. Great always to see you. Update on Hoppy, my friend. B-Boy, I just did a 2-hour conversation about Hoppy yesterday. So go to my channel, go to live. 2 hours yesterday. I did a conversation about Hoppy. There's some new information about Matt Fury that he said about all meme coins associated with Matt Fury. You got to hear it. You want to hear the truth, unfiltered, good or bad, however you take it. So make sure you go out to my live. It's already posted, or go to my X account. It's posted. 2 hours, new video. Came back a week early to give you that. So check that out. We got D Money. What's going on, D Money? What's up, Underdog? I'm still bullish on Swift and happy for XRP investors as tech paves the way for other technologies in this space. Are you still bullish on Swift as well? D Money, thank you for coming in. D Money, I've been rocking for a long time. So I don't have ever bullish or bearish on any cryptocurrency. That's what throws people off about me. I just report the research, allow you to understand what the technology is. And if I see connections that are not clear, I expose those connections, and then I let you, as the consumer, use the seat of your pants wisdom to determine whether or not this is a project you're interested in that you want to invest in. Now, at the end of that, every once in a while, I give you my personal perspective. And so I'm not going to try to influence you to believe anything. But I do like to explore technologies that people don't talk about a lot. So I won't say whether I'm bullish or bearish on Swift. For me, Swift, the technology, has no heart. It is just a technology. It can't love me back, so I can't love it. Now, the community of people in Swift, again, that's diversified. And so I will say this. I don't have any change of opinions in the technology that it is. However, I will say this about Swift. My personal opinion, after doing over 35 videos, it keeps changing because I don't count the little small videos. On Swift Coin, I did it all of 2024 last year. And as the people have been referencing it, me and one other person were doing mainly most of the videos on Swift. And I must say this, people are so focused on Swift that they're not seeing the other connections. And it is, it's kind of hard for me to be excited about that, because I don't want anyone to be blindsided and stuck with one narrative. Swift is a very sound technology, but there's so much more to it. And everyone's stuck on Swift. You're not looking at the roll-ups. You're not looking at the finance piece. We're not looking at the ZK snarks, the security piece. We're stuck on Swift, 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 Swift. And by being stuck on Swift, the same people behind Swift, the same billionaires who are putting money behind Swift, they made a decision at the same time when they made Swift to put money elsewhere, even more money, but we're stuck on Swift. So I think as long as people are so stuck on Swift, they're not looking at the other projects that are now in a very low state and finances that will pick up just like Swift did, you're missing opportunities. So that's why I have the Money Trail series that I'm doing. I wanted to stop talking about Swift after I did a year's worth of work on Swift, and I want to pick back up because I see where the money's going. So that's what the Money Trail's for. So if you're not aware of that, go to some of my previous videos. Looking at a link in the description, you'll see my private site. I have the Money Trail series, where I'll continue the rest of the year talking about utilities that you need to know about. One is roll-ups. If you don't know what a roll-up is, then you don't know the Money Trail, and you really don't understand Swift, because there's money is going to roll-ups. You don't know what a ZK snark, ZK consnark, zero knowledge proofs, then you don't understand Swift, and you don't understand finances, you don't understand payments. If you don't understand how to borrow money from it, if you don't understand the connection to how they're moving meme coins and moving money through meme coins, all of this is connected. It's not a mistake that I start talking about Hoppy around about 8 to 9 months of last year, after I did 6 months. If you look at my videos last year, this is what you'll find. January 2024, I was one of the first people to start talking about Swift. Then I did videos for 6 to 7 months. Then I stopped, and I said I'm gonna do the Money Trail series. And then I started branching out. And then toward the end of last year, I started talking about one meme coin, and it's actually two. I turbo for about 5 series, and then I went into Hoppy at the end of the year. Now, Swift coin went down greatly, but it was already low, but it went up and went down. And everyone in Swift coin had to maintain their sanity for months, when it was just, everyone said it was dead. Everyone said it was dying. Everyone said all these things. I got so many negative comments, and I didn't care what anybody said, because I saw what I saw. And what happened? What happened? In 2024, I told everyone at the beginning that within 12 to 18 months, there'll be a V-shaped recovery. I kept saying it. I kept saying it. I told you where I got it from. And sure enough, people who got into that project from the time I first talked about it, January 2024, when it was 0.00012, those individuals made well over I don't know how much they made, but I'll put it like this. When you got in it, when I told you about it, it cost you $1,100 for a million Swift, maybe $800 at some point. $800 to $1,000 for a million Swift. Now Swift went up to almost 5 cents. That means it would have cost you $45,000 to get the same 1 million that I told you about in January 2024. But think about that. Think about how long you had to wait. I stopped talking about it about the 7th or 8th month because I saw that the same billionaires were connected to other projects, and no one wants to explore it because it's not hot, it's not fancy, and I don't, so my response to you about Swift is nothing has changed. They have two plans. If you look at the white paper, a consumer plan, and they have a business plan. The consumer retail plan has not been fully executed because a lot of people can't access the Swift app, and they have to use the MetaPath app, and then there might be some accessibility issues there. What we are seeing is mostly the business aspect of it. So with that being said, we're only seeing 50%, and Swift has already went up to almost 5 cents. I will not stay stuck on Swift. And the reason being because you're missing all the other things they're connected to. As long as you stay focused on Swift, you're missing a whole other side. So for me, I feel like there's enough people now talking about Swift. Too many people are talking about it, so I'm no longer interested in talking about it that much. Unless my good friend Black Rue Investing says, hey, Underdog, let's do a video about Swift. I don't have any more to say about it because I think I've discussed all these different aspects of it. But I will say, if you're in Swift and you don't know what a roll-up is, you don't know what a zero knowledge proof, if you don't have that in your portfolio, then you are missing 75% of the fork in the road with this project. And then you're going to miss out. Some of the companies that you need to know about that I talk about is AltLayer. You need to know about that. Mina, Arbitrum. You need to know about that. You need to know about zero knowledge proofs, Path Protocol. You need to know about Puffer Finance, Egen Layer. You need to know about that. And a few more. You need to know about optimism. If you don't know what these words are, they sound foreign to you, then I don't know what to do. I can encourage you to either stay focused on Swift and keep a blind eye, or I can encourage you to go to my private website and go to look at some of my videos I have to offer. And as I move forward on the rest of the year, my utility coins will be in my private site because it's a lot of work in detail, and you can find out more about that. So hope that's not too long of an answer, but that's my answer about Swift. I think that it's well covered. You should understand it by now. But if you're only focused on Swift and payments, you're missing the other end that those same investors put their money into. You tell me, Mocha. I told you about Mocha. What happened with Mocha? Mocha went from 6 cents when I told you about to 40 cents. I told you much before, I'm going to focus on getting a million Mocha. That means it cost me $60,000 to get a million Mocha. I said, even if you have to get a loan to get it, you should get a million Mocha. So how do you think I fared out? So if it went from 6 cents to 40 cents, then 6 are going to 40 how many times? We know how many times that happened. 6 times, right? That's 36.6. So if you did that move, if someone took a move and got a million Mocha, and it went up to 40 cents, and every time Mocha doubled, 6 cents to 12 cents, 12 cents to 18 cents, 18 cents to 24, 24 to 30 cents, 30 to 36, and then finally 36 to about 41. How many times was that? So if it's about 5 to 6x, and it costs you $60,000 to get a million Mocha, and then you take $60,000 and you multiply it by 5, that move by itself was how much? How much? If anybody who got in that move, who made that play, and you went and got a loan, or you scraped up $60,000 to buy a Mocha, then you made about $400,000 off that move. And then if you got Swift, as I told you, and you got, I don't know, let's say you got 10 million. Let's say you invested $10,000 at the time I told you about it, and it went up to almost 5 cents. And let's just do the math. For every cent, that's $10,000. All right. So let's just make it 5 cents to make it even. Let's make it 50,000. So 50,000 times 5, right? For every million. So that making sure I'm on the right page. Yep. Nope, that's not. That's even more. You got. Let's say you invested $10,000 in January 2024. You listen to Underdog Researcher. You're like, let me go ahead and jump in it. Let me go ahead and jump in. Let me put $10,000. Let me go to the bank. Let's see what the bank is paying. The bank is paying me like $2. So I haven't even talked to you about Mocha yet. So you put $10,000 of profit off of something. You put it in that play, and so you got about 10 million Swift. Cost you $10,000 because you got January 2024. And so for every cent it went up, you got about 50,000. I'm going to round it up to 5 cents because I don't have a calculator. So you got 10 of them. You got 10 million times, and it's 50,000 because it went up to 5 cents. That was a $500,000 play. So if you do the math just on 2 plays, I haven't went to the other stuff yet. If you did the math and you spent and you went to the bank, you say, let me just take out some money because I can pay it back in 72 months. And you got 10,000 Swift and you got that million Mocha. I helped you make 800,000 right there, but I'm not even done yet. What about Turbo? What about Turbo? I told you about Turbo before it hit almost 2 cents, way before it hit 2 cents. So let's say you got 2 million in Turbo. You made over $20,000. There's $1 million right there. What about a few other ones I told you about? I could keep going on and on. What's my point? It's not about the making of money. It's about how much suffering did you have to do before you got there? How much risk did you have to take? I take risk, but I take calculated risk. I took the risk to go get the funds I needed to buy a million Mocha. I took the risk to put in because if you probably remember, go back to my earliest videos. Look how many Swift I bought. Look, just check it out. Look, it's in my videos. I'm not going to tell you how much because that's in there. Look how many Swift coin I bought from January to July. I told you about 3 different times how much I bought, how many millions of them, how much money I invested. So I'm not trying to tell you that I'm the greatest in the world. I'm going to tell you that people, I just researched it. Swift, if you studied Swift like I've given you videos to study it, then you will see that you must recognize Puffer Finance, Asian Layer, Alt Layer, Optimism, Arbitrum, and other ways that they push their money. You must recognize where the money went in the meme coins. If you don't understand that, if you're blind to it, then I encourage you to look at my videos on Swift. You'll see my links in the videos about my private membership. I gave you a few free videos there, but this is my research and you can get that. So that's all I want to put out there. So hope that's too much, not too much, but I just want to put that out there. So thank you, D Money. That's my answer about Swift. Exactly. Phantom Beat says exactly. Tailcoin, SAH projects that solve a problem and proves it in actions that. Sorry, I can't read that. Tailcoin SHX products that solves a problem and proves it in actions. That's it. Does will do fine. Absolutely. You can lead a horse to water, but that doesn't mean they will drink. Absolutely, that's true. That was from Cool Cat. You are doing a lot for the hoppy community. Thank you, Omar. I appreciate that, friend. Let's see that the Frank. Just a human being ready for spiritual experience. Things are challenging right now, but I understand character is forming. Yes, sir. That's right. Took 2 years to get my friend to, but SAH at .000169, he would not listen. He decided to get involved at 0.01 cent. Yep. Even showed him, let's see. Even showed him FedNow involvement. Okay, got you. So I got that. Crypto. Cool Cat says, will you be talking about other projects? Yes, Cool Cat. I do talk about other projects. Most people don't know it because I don't really promote it that much. But I have my own private website. It cost me a few $1,000s to purchase a site because of censorship on YouTube. I found that I can't say what I need to say over the last 4 years. And, it's interesting. People, they want the free, but they don't want to pay for it. So it's funny, like I just gave you an example. with Mocha, Swift, people are willing to take the research and time that I use to get you in these knowledgeable. And then when it goes up, whether or not you sell it, I can't tell you sell it because I'm not a financial advisor, but there's no reciprocal relationship where they're like, hey, Underdog, you know what? You're right. I was in Swift. I made $200. I made $1,000. Here's $50. No one does that. So we consume the information, we consume the research, but we don't compensate by doing even the minimum. So I created a website for my research, so for my utility projects, and I provide a free product for Hoppy. Now, the free product is a pretty thorough project. So Hoppy has been down almost 80% right now. Swift was down over 80%. Mocha was down about 50 something percent. These other projects I've talked about, Tailcoin were down almost 80%. Doesn't matter to me about being down. It matters to me of what I see. Shiba was down. No one saw it coming. I really don't care about the technical analysis more than I care about what I see. And what I see with Hoppy is the community. If that changes, then I'll tell people. But right now, I believe that I should separate my research in two categories. My research is separate one by utility. If you want to hear more about my utility coin research, you got to pay for it. And to pay for it, you got to subscribe to my members only site. I promote it sometimes in my videos. If not, go to my older videos. You'll see it. There's a few free videos. I believe the content is worth the research. I'll give it to you straight with no chasers, good or bad. You'll hear it from me, and I'll show you the connections, help you better understand it. And I have different memberships, from a micro learning where I teach you how to better research and understand these crypto projects, to advanced, to all-inclusive. There's a lot I have to offer, but I break it down really, really easy for you. I think different than anybody else. So I have that for you. So feel free to go out there, look for it. I don't promote it a lot, just because I want people to take initiative, but I will promote it some. All my utility coin research has moved to my private site. The only public research you see is about Hoppy, and the product of Hoppy. I try to provide such a detailed, thorough product that anyone who sees this free product that I give you with Hoppy can recognize what you'll find in the paid product. Now, there's no difference in the quality, because if you look at my Hoppy report, you'll see that I give you something different than technical analysis. But what I do differently than anybody else is show you that there is more ways to analyze a project than simply technical analysis, MACD, the RSA, and the stock market methodologies. Think about it. With a meme coin, I have less factors to analyze that are data driven. However, I've been able to show you through the Hoppy report all the different ways I can analyze a meme coin. Think about that. If I can analyze a meme coin and it's been successful, what can I do for a utility coin? So what position can you be put in by having that knowledge at your fingertips? What these content creators do that I need you to be aware of, this is what they do. Let me show you that, and I'll go back to our conversation. Let me give you an example. If I want to be like everybody else, this is what I would do. So check this out. This is fake. Right now, I'm about to give you a fake scenario. So just in case somebody snipes this out and says, look at Underdogs being bullish about this. People, this is me just making up a fake scenario. Hello, everybody. This is the Underdog Research Channel. I am about to talk to you today about a cryptocurrency project that's going to go 100x over the next 2 weeks. That project is Snot Project. Yes, guys, Snot Project is going to do 100x. All you got to do is look at my thumbnail. I got a rocket ship right there, folks. 100x on Snot Project. You got to look at it. Everyone's talking about the Snot. Snot Project is not just like anybody else. Snot Project is different. You got to check out Snot Project. Snot Project has been talking about your biggest influencers. You know them. Bad Boy Crypto. You know who they are. All these big names. Snot Project, you better look at it. Anybody talks about Snot is FUD. Don't listen to anybody. FUD. They don't want you to get that Snot Project. Snot Project has some of the biggest backers. Binance is going to get Snot Project. OKX is going to get Snot Project. Have you seen Snot Project? Oh my God. Look at the rocket ships on my thumbnail, guys. Look at that. I got 20,000 followers. Snot Project. That's what they do. And it's so crazy to me because that is the currency that gets you followers. You got a lot of people. And I don't want to participate in that. Because when you participate in building a community based on lies, you are facilitating a very bad standard that makes people lose. What happens is people will get so excited to hear you saying the same thing that they believe that you are literally asking to be manipulated. And then when anybody pushes against it, you call it FUD. When anybody says something negative in your perspective, you call it FUD. Yet by turning a blind eye to the reality of what you see and not looking away and say, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at it. By doing that, you are manipulating yourself. So my product is, what if we do something different in this space? What if I tell you my opinion the least amount of times, and I give you research first? Just crazy. Just bear with me, folks. What if I just give you what I researched so you can better understand it without saying bearish, without saying bullish, without telling you what to think? What if I just simply said this? Try it out. Let me try out the Underdog Research way. Research over hype. Hello, everybody. This is the Underdog Researcher. We are talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin, what is it? Bitcoin is a digital asset. Now, it created a white paper in 2008 from an anonymous source. Now, Bitcoin, how do you understand what Bitcoin is? Is it a currency or is it not? Well, folks, just so you know, it depends on what country you're in. Some places like Brazil look at it as a currency, but other places like the United States has no digital value. However, it's a digital asset. Now, this has different consequences depending on the legalities of that country. Now, Bitcoin is a decentralized ledger. What is a ledger? A ledger is something not new, just like a checkbook. Now, some of you might be too old to understand what a checkbook is, but if you understand banking, you have debits and you have credits. And you have numbers. So for example, if you have $100 and you go to a store and you buy a $10 item, you have $100 in the bank and you got deposited another $50, that would be a credit on your account. So you had $100 in the bank, you got $50, now you got $150. Now, every single time you go to the grocery store to buy a candy bar, that's a debit from that. They remove that. Now, if you were to track that like an Excel spreadsheet, that would be a ledger. Now, the difference between Bitcoin and currency is a centralized currency is created by the government, but Bitcoin is not. It's a computer program that actually deals with different things, such as verifiers and a set amount that controls inflation. Now, in order for you to better under Bitcoin, you don't really need to understand inflation right now. This is what you need to understand. If I give you a set amount of money, it came from a source. Let's say it came from a bank. That could be from a centralized bank. Bitcoin is not owned by any one person. Everybody has the opportunity, but there's a set amount which controls inflation. So just like I told you about the grocery store, taking things off of your $150 you have deposited, you can see it and anybody else can see it. It makes it transparent. Bitcoin was an alternative to the financial system we have. So what is Bitcoin? It's not a currency, yet it's not an asset. And it depends on where you're at. That is what Bitcoin is. So if I give you that, folks, what did I do? I didn't tell you how to think. I didn't tell you whether to buy it. I didn't tell you whether it's bullish. I didn't tell you whether it's bearish. I simply gave you a better understanding of what Bitcoin was. Now, we have to infer it. Now, in order for me as a researcher to infer whether or not something could have a positive impact or negative impact, there's variables to it. So what you'll see in my research is a research-based standpoint. And every once in a while, at the end of a video, I will say, this is my personal opinion, speculation, giving you an indication that I can't tell you the future, but I can apply it. And that's what we do. We make inferences based on the information we have. That methodology is somewhere lost in the space of crypto, and it puts you in a bad position. And I want us to get back there, because when you get back to the truth, you don't have to worry about being scammed. That's not to say that the projects that you're in are not going to go to zero, or not to say they're not going to go to $1 million. What I'm saying is that we have to really better understand the difference between analyzing and evaluating and inferring and speculation than telling you what to believe. Social media makes you believe based on both algorithms and influence. You have to empower yourself to break that cycle if you truly want to be in position to win. That's why I was able to find out about these projects that no one was talking about. It's not a coincidence. So when we think about projects I've talked about, like Swiftcoin and others that have been so successful, I'm not talking about them from a standpoint of what other people are saying. In fact, I don't listen to anybody until after I review and conduct and release my product, because then I can have an alternate opinion and it helps me to better research. But if I review other people's work before I have a chance to research, that may bias and influence what I research. So that's why you find me talking about things that people are not talking about, because I don't like to talk about popular topics. I like to talk about researchable facts, and then I provide them to you. This is my own personal research. So that's where we're at, folks. Let's get back to the comments. We have Cool Cat, will you be talking about the other projects? Yes, I will. On my private site, I definitely will be talking about other projects for utility coins. What's your thoughts on Alchemy Pay, crypto fiat on RAM? So Alchemy Pay, interestingly, the last research I did about Alchemy Pay was back when I did research about B Pro 4 years ago in the gaming industry. I looked at a company called Tencent, which is a multi-billion-dollar gaming company. I found that Alchemy Pay at the time, years ago, had a 1 degree of separation between a project called Tailcoin and another project that I was looking at the time called Dent. And I found that at the time, Alchemy Pay was associated with Ant Group. And Ant Group is a large Asian country associated with a large Asia presence. And I found that at the time, no one was talking about Alchemy Pay, and it was in the red. I did a lot of research about Alchemy Pay 4 years ago. I have not kept up on that research. So what I can say about Alchemy Pay is this. At the time I did the research 4 years ago, it was a underdog crypto that no one was talking about. It was so little talked about by most people. I don't know who's currently owning it. I don't know where they're currently at. I haven't done any updated research, so I cannot tell you what the new research is on Alchemy Pay. But at the time, 4 years ago, it was directly connected to payments on Ant Group, also with Asia-based payments, Tencent in the gaming industry, and they were just like Swiftcoin and other coins. They were so intrinsically deep within the research, you didn't even see it coming. And I think that if it's doing the same thing and people are now starting to talk about it 4 years later, I think that you should pay attention and look deeper. Now, one thing I'll be concerned with is by this time, there should be a good footprint of Alchemy Pay. There's a lot of things I would look at, especially since laws have changed. America's stance on Asia has continued to become more negative, which could affect it. There's a lot of stuff happening since then. So, again, at the time, 4 years ago, 2021, Alchemy Pay I did look at, did a little bit of research. It was connected to gaming, and I thought it might be a great opportunity. It was bleeding out super red back then from a technical standpoint, but I thought it might be an interesting project in the future. So it sounds to me that there has been a lot more talk about Alchemy Pay 4 years later. So if they're getting licenses and registrations and things like that, and the only thing about it is their price, I would check and look at it, what areas that may be hype and what areas that you can research that are fundamentally connected to this project. But if people are still talking about it 4 years from now, that's a good sign. They got longevity. So that's my thoughts from what I have. DW2 says, preach. I appreciate that, DW2. Jetpack Gel. Hoppy's a great token. Underdog has a lot of good research on it. This may be speculation, but if you look up the World Liberty Finance portfolio on Arcan Intelligence, it shows Hoppy in the portfolio. So let's talk about that real quick. Jetpack, appreciate you coming in. That's true. I have seen a World Liberty Finance, and someone either transferred Hoppy tokens or Hoppy was purchased. No one knows. We see someone did a blockchain research. A guy named DeFi Crypto Boss. He first reported that. Again, I would caution you to make something favorable based on someone holding it in a wallet. Especially because it's tied to politics, because not everyone supports the administration in the United States that's currently in power. So you got to be cautious about connecting a cryptocurrency to an administration, because you create biases, because politics and Democrats versus Republicans versus independents versus liberals, that is making it very biased. And in crypto, you don't want biases. You want adoption. You could care less whether or not the person that's buying it is also shares the same political beliefs as you. You want someone in China to buy it, someone in Australia to buy it, someone in Korea to buy it. You want someone in the United States to buy it. You want everyone to participate. Don't just put it in a category. So yes, I have saw that. I just don't know whether or not that's going to be a good thing or bad thing for right now. All right, let's see. We got Phantom True. And with memes possibly, Jetpack says, and with memes possibly being looked at as collector items, and Matt Fury's narrative fit the bill, I wouldn't be surprised. Yes, make sure, Jetpack, you go to my video yesterday. Matt Fury made a very definitive statement. Luckily, I brought this to everyone before he made this public statement on several videos of mine. Matt Fury has definitively stated he is not associated with any meme coins at all. That means Pepe, any of them. Now, the great thing about it, I'm not shocked. I saw an interview that I put out there in 2020 where he said it, with the making of Feels Good Man by PBS. He said it. I saw a 2024 podcast in which he said it. So for him to say it again, it doesn't surprise me, but it's going to affect a lot of people who can't, in meme coins, if they can't stand on a narrative other than Matt Fury, then that's going to hurt them. Now the meme coins are going to either die or they're going to go up if they're associated with Matt Fury, based on how strong the community is. Because now the meme coins have to stand on their own. Matt Fury has definitively said the same thing I kept telling everybody. That's his copywritten work. And unless he gives you an endorsement, it better be inspired by, because if it's not inspired by something new, and you're saying it's his original work, like some of these projects did, they're dead in the water. They're going to lie and try to spin it, but any project that said they're direct originals created by Matt Fury are dead in the water. There's no way they can overcome that. So, unless they lie to their community. So that's what I think about that. D-Money. Makes perfect sense. I've been following rollups for a while. I'm deep into ETH L2s. That's great. Thanks for your inputs, Underdog. I'm so glad you said that, man. I'm so glad you said that. Folks, again, D-Money and I are having this conversation right now on this live about rollups. And I'm not going to give you any more definitions for it, because you can go simply to my links in the description of some of my past videos. You'll find an Underdog Research channel exclusive memberships. I got a few free videos, and I talk about roll-ups and the money trail series. That's what I work on, and I post new content every month. It's subscriber based. You have to actually purchase it because I think the research is worth it. I think that you can put yourself in a position to win. And free content, you already seen the results I've given you. I've made people a lot of money. Some people have contacted me, told me they've become millionaires from the research I provided over the last 4 years. I've had numerous people tell me that, and I appreciate that. If you leverage my research to your advantage, I'm happy. Now, that doesn't mean that everything I research is going to go there. I have projects that have no longer in existence. One project, for example, is called TKY. TKY, though, it was great while it was great. But what happened was China government got involved, and the technology was so good that China's government took that company over, and that's the way they do things over in China. And that company went out of business. And they're not really out of business, but the government took the technology to launch their own digital currency. So when it wasn't that way, when it went public, it went skyrocketed. And there's been other couple of projects that have done the same thing. Some of the ones, and anybody can be susceptible to this. Remember, we can only use public information to research. So if you have a nefarious leaderships and devs, and they don't tell you their moves, no different than FTX or anybody else who are scammers, you can get scammed because they're going to put out information that may seem true, but it may not be true. So their actions don't live up to their words. So again, I win more than I lose, but I have lost some too. So, don't get it twisted. Underdog Researcher has lost some too, but I try to provide y'all the best research I can provide. So hopefully I've helped you. So yeah, check out Rollups. If you don't know what that is, you better find out. Jetpack says, at Lowe's, holding a bag of Hoppy is no brainer with its tokenomics and community. Look, I got to agree with Jetpack. Folks, I cannot tell you what to buy. I will not tell you what to buy, but I will tell you this. It is not a coincidence that October of last year, or a little bit before, I started talking about Hoppy. Now, the price, if you look at the price, it would scare anybody. It's currently down 80%. Notice I'm not hiding it. It's down 80%. Depending on when you got into it, it might be down for you 60%. It might be down for you 40%. It might be down for you 80%. But some of the people who got into the project early, they're still up. Some people got in at a $580,000 market cap. And so even at 16 million, they're up. Now, I've seen Hoppy go all the way up to 143 million, and now I've seen it down to 16 million. It doesn't scare me. I saw Swiftcoin go up to 40 million, and then go down to 5 million, and then at one point touch 2 million, and then go up to 20 million and go back down. And then I saw it for 5 years. It was a very low state, and it went really, really high, and then went down 85% for like 5 years. Listen, this is about your conviction. This is not about price action. Technical analysis can only tell you the status of a market for that day, historically, for that week, historically, for that month, historically, for that year, historically. That's it. That's it. You can look and see what people did. It's always behind. What you have to understand is how it's connected. So I am telling you right now, with Hoppy, I have 0 factors for you that are based on technical analysis. And that's scary for most people, because that's the only thing you get online. What I have for you is various other things that no one looked at. I give you pie charts, data. I give you data-driven information that people don't even think about. Sentiment, how the team is doing, how the community is doing, what works well. I go into the history, token wallet analysis, hot wallet analysis. I give you distribution analysis. I give you all this stuff that no one's giving you, because I want you to understand, if I can do this with a meme coin, what can I do with utility coins, right? That's what I want you to know. So Hoppy has the strongest piece is the community. Listen, if you are a fighter, my thoughts are you should hold some Hoppy. Now, I'm not talking to nobody weak around here. So I want you to understand, I'm not talking for those who have weak stomachs, weak hearts, because you can't go down 80% and be weak. No, no. And I'm not telling you to have diamond hands. If you want to sell, if you got $100 and it went down to 20, and you think logically it's a good idea to sell it at $20 in order to have some money because you truly believe it's going to go to zero. I can't tell you what to do, but I think that you should sell. I do. I do. If that's what you want to do. If you're willing, if your risk assessment is look, it's down 80%, and I had $100 and now I got 20, and I don't know what it'll do in the next 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, 12 months. I didn't have that much conviction. I just want to take this $20 and I want to reinvest this $20 in somewhere else because I believe that I can make that $20 into $100 again. I believe I can find something that can take $20 and make it a 5x. Then again, my opinion, you should sell 100%, because I wouldn't want anyone to take the risk that I take. I'm different. I took a risk with Mocha coin. I went out and I told my community before I did it. I can go and show you receipts, but my community members are here. They'll tell you I took a risk. I went and I grabbed $60,000 that had interest on that money because I knew that within a year that it would do something. And it generated a great amount of wealth. I mean, I took a risk. I took $10,000 when Swift coin was down. I knew it was going to do something. I took a risk. I got into Turbo when it was down. I took a risk. I got into Nimic when nobody's talking about Nimic. When I talked about it 4 years ago, no one talked about Nimic. And it went up. I took a risk. CKB when it was down below a penny. I took a risk. When I took in SHA and it went up, I took a risk. I could keep going on and on and on. I got into Ape when Ape was down to 50 cents and went up to $1.50. I got into Puffer when Puffer was down to 25 cents, 26 cents, and went all the way up to like 80 cents. I took a risk. Now, what am I supposed to do? Like, with risk can become a reward, and also risk can come loss. That is the nature of investments. I've already risked my funds and I won. So all I can say is, for me, I'm taking a risk with Hoppy because I believe in the community that much. It reminds me too much of Shiba Inu. I don't know what else to say. I don't have any more data than the data I've already shown you in the Hoppy reports. But Hoppy reminds me too much of Shiba Inu not to. I cannot ignore it. If I don't take this risk and I don't put my money where my belief and conviction is, and in Hoppy lands tier 1 exchange, and it goes from 16 million to 200,000 to $1 billion market cap, why would I want to be a millionaire over again? Why? Why would I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. I just want you to just ask yourself that, shouldn't I be the beneficiary of the reward that I obtained by taking a risk? Shouldn't I become a millionaire over again by me taking the risk? Or should I not? Or the other option, I always got to give you both options. Or I take the risk and it goes the opposite direction. It goes to zero. Should I feel bad that I took the risk? That I had belief and conviction? So far, I think people's actions are predicated on their experiences. And my experiences in taking risk in this market have overwhelmingly been good. I do have to wait for that reward, but they have overwhelmingly been good. So, that's up to you, but risk comes with a personal choice. And I think that if you take the time to go to Hoppy's account and you look at it not as the company, or it's not a company, by the way, it's a meme coin. Someone, developers, just a person, nobody special, a person, a real person like you and me, with this much technology knowledge, went and created tokens on ERC20, thought about a narrative, and they created Hoppy. Got images that they created, and then they pushed this narrative. So that's it. Let's stop making these people special. Let's stop making the developer, the team said, they put their pants on just like you and me. They are not special. I believe that people have different areas of technology that they use. I'm a digital forensic scientist. I'm very highly skilled in the area of technology, but I put my pants on just like you and anybody else. So I'm not going to give anybody this celebrityism. They are people. So when people say the developers are going to, they're a person. It could be one person or three or five or 10. Don't think it's daggum Google or Apple developers behind these tokens and projects. No, there's probably somebody who's overweight with a belly bigger than their backside, and they're eating Cheetos with dirty fingers, and we like talk about them like they're gods walking among men, and they're just a regular person. I've worked with some of the most intelligent people on this planet. They're just regular people, okay? But with that being said, they took the effort to create a token by doing a little bit of coding, if they even did the coding, and publishing it, and then they had to launch it, and a lot of them had to use their own money. So with that being said, I believe that there's a good chance that this project, if the alignment between the community and the developers who have given up their share by giving up the project and renouncing the contract, if there's an alignment between the developers of Hoppy, I hate saying that. I'm sorry. It's kind of hard for me to say it because I know the truth. Every time I say it, it kind of wants me, I want to pull my hair out, because I feel like we give a person more credit than they're needed. I could create a project in the next 10 minutes and publish it and call it, Underdog tail wagging coin. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. So it's just kind of hard for me when we say developer, because I think our minds go to, Apple. Our minds go to Apple. Our mind goes to Google. Goes to SpaceX. It's not that serious. It's really not that serious. So these developers of any project, they sometimes get a little arrogant, and they sometimes get in this little niche, and they separate you, the retail investor, from them because they're just so much smarter and they just know how to do this. And it's like, listen, I literally have seen these people eat Cheetos and create tokens, have like greasy yellow orangish hands and typing on keyboards. They're not special. So it's hard for me to keep a straight serious face when I say developers of a meme coin or developer of a utility coin, because some things are not created equal. Crypto is not created equal. Just because you create a coin doesn't make you Jesus. It doesn't make you intelligent. So I just have a hard time with it. A pet peeve of mine is, so all right, I'm off my bandwagon. I just so Hoppy. I think as long as the community and the individuals who control the listings of Hoppy can have a alignment in the approach, and they can be very much more open to conversation, then it will do well. But I don't think that the community should depend on them. They obviously, I'll leave it at that. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. I think that the community is the most essential thing of Hoppy. It's a meme coin. It has no forensic, use of the meme coin but the community itself will make you feel good and you'll feel like you're a part of something. For me, that has value. And I think that if the community gets that piece, they don't, and they will create more for Hoppy. But sometimes you need the direction of individuals who have the ability to get you listed in different places, but it's the community that would drive it. So that's my thoughts of that. That was a long way of saying it, but that's my thoughts of that. All right. UD, have you heard of ZBCN thoughts? I haven't heard of ZBCN, so I can't give you any thoughts on that one, DW2. BlackRock's token Ondu works with ZBCN for payments. It's made in USA and has a possibility to also make it to the WFLI portfolio as well. That's what Jetpack says. Visa, MasterCard, JP Morgan, and partnerships. Great tokenomics, multi-narrative asset. Great. And to top it off, both tokens, Hoppy and ZBCN, still have the ability to get a Binance listing. That's awesome. Living in Central Florida, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you too, man. It's good to see you too. He is a devout. That's what I like about living in Central Florida. At last year, earlier, he was one of the first people to start following my research on Swift, and he's like, Underdog, I'm making 2 plays. Like, I'm making 2 plays, and look how you turned out. I told everybody, like, listen, I don't have a big portfolio, and then living in Central Florida said, me neither. I got about 2 plays. That's it. And he took his 2 plays and he's winning. And that's why I'm saying I don't need a huge portfolio and a little bits of that. I have a very smart portfolio. I might talk about a lot of different things, but I try to keep it narrowed down. And he won big. So that's why I'm talking about it. I appreciate you being here, my friend. DJ Got Bands. What's up, DJ Got Bands? It's good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. And I see the super chat. Let me go ahead and like it right now. Appreciate it. I got a super chat from DJ Got Bands. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much for that super chat. I appreciate that completely. DW2, I see you, brother. I got a super chat from you. Just now saw it. Sorry it took so long. I was running my mouth. Thank you for the super chat, folks. I appreciate it. Look, you often don't see me ask for super chats, but remember, this takes my time, research, skills, and money. My website costs money, lots of money. My research takes lots of time to create the videos, edit the videos. And so when you support me in this way, you're supporting my ability to get you the information you need. So thank you. And I appreciate each and every dollar of support that you provide. Thank you very much. It really means a lot to show appreciation in that way as well. Cool Cat says, I'm going to join as a member on your site, bro. Thank you, Cool Cat. I appreciate it. Folks, I don't have it here on this one. I'll try to upload it. Go to my older videos. You'll see my website. It's exclusive. It only will have mostly, I say only because I do have some conversations about my forensic investigations for utility-based coins. What I did last year is I split my research. My forward-facing, normal, everyday conversation, all you hear me talking about is Hoppy. And that's because I wanted to still provide something for the public so that whether or not you have to pay any money or not, that's on you. But you have a product that I show you various ways you can better understand a meme coin. You don't have to use it for just Hoppy. You can use it for any project. The way that I analyze it gives you something else other than technical analysis. My private forum has other projects. It's called the Money Trail series. So you have that there too. So if you're interested in that, please check out my memberships. You can get that at links in the description of some of my videos. My friend did learn this is Phantom Beat. My friend did learn his lesson. He just bought 1 million ZBEC. All right, I like it. Omar Shafar, when do you think alt season kicks off? So this is my thoughts about that. I've talked about this before. We make the seasons, whether it's alt season or not alt season, that's dependent on us. We create narratives, human beings. So when someone with money puts in money and markets it that's going to be alt season, we get manipulated and say it's alt season. When people take out money from the market and say it's a bear market, we get manipulated and say it's a bear market. Remember, as people buy and sell, that creates the narrative. Now, let me tell you this. Look at Pepe. Pepe was alt season for that meme coin, if you will. It was meme season for Pepe in 2021 up into 2024. And what happened? That was during COVID, and it was also during a decline in crypto because they made their own season. So we can't look at it as season anymore, more about which projects would do good at different times. So that's what I want you to know about that. Let's see. Back to you. Thank you, Silver. I appreciate the support. Silver World, happy soon. Silver World says, I am Arab and I respect your opinions. I do, and I know that you are creative. Wait for the translation to be downloaded and I will follow up again with translation. I'm one of the biggest fans. Okay, thank you. I will translate these videos for you, my friend. I am from Kuwait and one of your biggest fans. Thank you very much, Silver World. And so Silver, I want you to see what he said. He's from Kuwait. He's Arab, and he's all the way across the globe, and yet he's still tuned in to the channel. So I appreciate that. I think that matters. That should show you the power of global reach of crypto. All right, we got Tim Smith. What's up, brother? What's going on, Tim? It's good to see you, man. I see you all the time and X. So, man, it's good to see you. Thank you, man. I appreciate you always rocking, reposting, sharing, commenting. This information I put out about Hoppy on the X. I see you, and I appreciate you, man. DW2, what made you look into meme coins outside of the utility tokens? I remember Bax, BRA, Tailcoin plays back in the days. Yeah, so thank you, DWT. So this is look, DWT has been rocking with me for almost 4 years, and he asked me what made me look into meme coins. So two things that were my primary motivators. Just so you know, I've only talked about 3 meme coins, folks, in 4 years. First, Shiba Inu. Second, Turbo. Third, Hoppy. That's it. However, I have hundreds of videos, over 400 videos, thousands of watch hours. And the reason I chose meme coins was twofold. I didn't choose multiple meme coins. I chose Turbo last year for about a 2-part series, no more than about 4 videos. It was called Turbo 2025. And I gave everyone that video before it blew up. And so you made a lot of money if you watched that video on Turbo. And the reason I made that one, because Turbo was starting to make a collaboration, a partnership with the Motorverse and a partnership with Animoca Brands. As soon as I saw that, I said, you got to pay attention to Turbo beforehand. Some people listened, some people didn't. What happened? It went up. And now it's posted on almost every major exchange. But since that time, Turbo has suffered a lot. And people don't understand why. And I'm going to talk about that more if you subscribe to my channel. I'll talk about how is it that Turbo isn't doing as great as it could with all these major exchanges that people dream of having, and they're not doing as well right now. What happened? How did I know that one exact time frame was the time to pull the trigger and it would go up as much as it did in that short time frame I covered it? And there's a reason behind it. But the second thing that you just asked is, why did I choose to talk about meme coins? So I wanted to prove a couple of things. One, the meme coin space in general is so biased because we look at meme coins and we pull up, people do it with a straight face too. I don't know how they do it. They'll pull up meme coins and they'll pull up a technical analysis chart, and they'll read to you about what the technical analysis says about being oversold and things like that. And it's just beyond me. How can you use a technical analysis chart to evaluate something without any intrinsic value? If you look at gold, silver, the dollar, all of it has an intrinsic value, but meme coins don't. So why are we using an algorithm and have now been conditioned to use that algorithm? It's because people are using the same cookie cutter playbook for utility coins. We're taking stock market 1930 algorithms. We're talking about the MACD. We're talking about the ECA, all the things that we use to evaluate stocks. Stocks. One more time, folks. Stocks. This is not a stock. It's digital assets. And we're so conditioned to it. It's interesting. It's entertaining. Let me just give you an example, and then I'll get right to that question. Today, we got the technical analysis. Look at the MACD. We'll show you the 100-day mark, and here you go. You see that? It's a double shoulder, guys. That double, they just be just the double shoulder, guys. Listen. If technical analysis works so well, why isn't everybody always winning? Technical analysis can help you know when to sell and know when to hold, potentially when the market's good. But this is all you ever hear from people who do technical analysis. And I'm going to connect it to the meme coins, but hear me out. Yeah, guys. In the next few weeks, we should see upward momentum of the. You see right here, guys, it's showing you the lower lows and the lower highs and the lower highs and high, lower, and then kind of get a bit over 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. They just be saying nonsense. They just be saying gibberish, and it sounds cool. And because you don't do it every day, then we buy into it. So what does that have to do with his question? He's like, Underdog, why start talking about meme coins? Because I thought to myself, if people really start using different methods of evaluation other than using fake technical analysis to evaluate a digital asset that has no intrinsic value, and just truly be honest with people and understand that it's psychological, it's about community, narrative, and sentiment. That's the three major things you need with the meme coin space. And then you don't know, there's data. There's actually data you can obtain that can tell you the community, the narrative, and sentiment. What is that narrative? How do you evaluate it? Well, one thing I do to show you the data is to show you pie charts and histogram charts, because they're very simple to understand. You can see it grouped together and you can identify what people say. So let me show you why I went to meme coins. So if I can help people who are majority introduced into the market of crypto better navigate using additional tools, and they win like they've won with my utility coin research, then those people are future investors in other utility coins, which makes the ecosystem stronger. But if I don't introduce my skill sets and provide you different information other than what is being conditioned, then you don't know no better, and you will continue to use fake technical analysis with a project that is a meme that has no intrinsic value. You'll continue to get rug pulled, you'll continue to lose out, and you'll continue to say, you know what? I'm out of crypto because this is for the birds. That is my problem with it. So I thought it would be great to give people who majority of the people in the market are right now looking at meme coins something different. And then for those who know me or don't know me, if you look at everything good, all right, there you go. So I had to get some power. If you look at my meme coin research and you decide, wait a minute, this guy is really detailed. Wow, if he's doing this for meme coins, I wonder what he has to offer as a product for utility coins. Without a doubt, I think it stands out. So that's the reason why I went to meme coins. Majority of people are in meme coins, not utility coins. Utility coins get a lot of coverage. And I normally cover utility coins with that people don't normally cover, which I call Underdog Research on those Underdog cryptos. So I figured I would just show you that there is power in researching meme coins and how you could research a meme coin. A lot of money flows through meme coins and it has a final destination. And meme coins are the highest risk assets. So if I can provide people a safer way to invest in a meme coin, then so be it. So that's what I'm trying to do. I can't tell you whether it's going to win or lose. I still provide you data. I still let you make up your own mind, but that's why I looked at meme coins. All right, so let's look down. Let's see what else we got here. Silver World says, salute to the chief. Thank you very much for Joseph saying that. Silver World gave a love symbol. And Crypto Nation, Underdog. What's going on, Crypto Nation? He's also does research. He has a crypto channel as well. So go check him out. Joseph Bebe Facts. So that's what we have with that. All right, folks. Today is Sunday. Yesterday, I did a 2 hour video. Today, we're doing an hour and 30 minutes. I don't really officially come back until next week, and then I'll start back at my research. You'll see a lot of postings in my private site, and you'll see postings about Hoppy on my public facing site. So let me see what else we got here. Could you talk about how you find some of these projects? Do you go through CoinMarketCap? So DW2, I can give you a brief aspect of that. Two things. Um, so basically, what DW2 just asked me is a dual-sided sword, or a double-edged sword, I should say. Sourcing. Where do I find it? I find it a lot of different ways. Primarily, the way that I find new cryptocurrencies that I call underdog cryptos is through research that I conduct about a particular project. And during the course of that research emerges a particular industry. And then while I'm researching that industry, whether it's directly or indirectly related to the project I'm researching, it will identify particular projects that I may not have researched. That's why in Swift, I started looking at payments, not XRP. I was looking at payments. And here's the 3 payment systems I looked at prior to January 2024. In 2021, I looked at Nimic. I looked at Tailcoin. I looked at Dent. So then everyone knows the outcome of those 3. Or if you don't know, Tailcoin was probably the most successful. Dent was successful, and Nimic was quite successful. Then during the bear run, during the bear cycle, Nimic went down. Tailcoin went down after it started getting adoption. There's reasons why. And then it was quiet for a while. Then as we're moving into January of 2024, I start looking at payments again. And so again, I added XRP, Nimic, Tailcoin, and Dent is really more of a phone. So I started looking at that. Bax is another one that I looked at a few years ago. So I started also looking at accessibility. So one of the things that I looked at is, well, what's accessible to most people? So we saw that KuCoin stopped allowing people in the United States to get certain projects. So even if that project was good, if we can't access it in the United States, then that will narrow down my ability to talk about it. So then I start filtering out projects in which United States citizens can't access. So that also influences my research. And then with that, I look at ones we can access through decentralized exchanges. So that brought me to Swift. Swift was already listed on Swift was already listed on Coinbase. And of all the projects, it was at the time one of the cheapest, inexpensive utility projects there was. And then because KuCoin wasn't allowing us to use it any longer, and there's only certain ones, it focused and narrowed down the pockets of utility in the space of payments. So because of that, of the ones available to United States citizens and ones accessible, I chose Swift coin as one I would conduct research on, and Nimic as well, because Nimic you can use a hot wallet to access it. And so Nimic and Swift were the ones I looked at the most. And just like I did with this other project, I decided to start researching, and I saw that there might be opportunity there. So typically, to answer your question, how do I find things? That's the primary way. I research a particular industry, and after I research that industry, I find out what companies or projects are in that industry. Then I filter it by accessibility. Then I filter it by price. And then I filter it by the utility, and that gives me the project I'll look at. And there's a lot of other little factors. Also, you as the subscribers, oftentimes you leave remarks and you'll leave comments about different projects. Sometimes I'll take an opportunity to look through all of them. And if it happens to be in the same industry as the one I'm talking about, which typically happens, I'll take a look at it. If I see that the project has some merits, I'll look at it a little bit deeper, preliminary research. If I like it, what I'm seeing, then I may do a research on it. So that's my primary ways I find those projects. All right, Tony, are you on vacation? No, not on vacation. I needed to step away from the crypto space. I have two paid site and a public facing site, and and there's a lot of work involved. So I took some time off so I could focus on building the content that goes on my paid site, and also to reinforce some research projects that I'm doing myself. Yep, that's why I picked Zbic for the payments. That makes sense, Phantom Beats. All right, folks, unless you have anything else, that has been the conversation for today. This has just been a regular conversation. I hope that you enjoyed the conversation. I look forward to getting back in a week, and I'll start next Sunday. And next Sunday, if you are part of my paid membership site, you can go and you'll see some more research uploaded, a lot of research uploaded to the site. Each month I will upload different videos of research on utility coins, and also my forward facing as Hoppy. That's for my meme coin coverage on my forward facing site. So that's all I got. Unless you got anything else, thank you, Frank. Frank says thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, G. I appreciate your time, everybody. G says, do you think Puffer Finance will get a Coinbase listing soon? So G is really intuitive about these things. I haven't looked at Puffer Finance, but and if it's going to get a Coinbase listing soon, but I don't see why not. Right now, Puffer Finance is already on Coinbase's wallet, so I buy Puffer on their wallet, and Puffer, as you already know, is intrinsically tied to people who are tied to the Billionaire Blueprint, which is tied directly to Coinbase. I think it will get a listing. I don't know if it's soon. There's just no reason for it not to. However, one thing, if you're not collecting Puffer every month on the wallet, you should try to consider getting Puffer at 40 cents or 30 cents, wherever it's at now, 76 cents, and just keep adding to it on the wallet, because when it does list, it's going to do well. It's going to do really well. And don't sleep on Eigenlayer. I don't know why. What I gotta say to everybody, why y'all sleeping on Eigenlayer, Alt Layer, not researching Path Protocol? You don't know what the B2 network is. Killing me, folks. Even some people from my community, y'all are sleeping on these, and I don't know why. I don't get it. I think we should have learned better. But okay, that's on you. Yeah, I think that Puffer has a good chance to be listed on outside of just the Coinbase wallet. All right, we have any other question before I get off of here and go on with my day? Let me know. I'm gonna stay here for about another minute to see if there's any more questions, and then if not, we're gonna get on out of here, and I'm gonna finish up my week and look to see everyone next week, bright and early, with new content on both my public and private sites. I will update this video later on, but but with my private site, if you're interested in going out that way, I just want you to know that'll be available. All right, looks like there's nothing else. I'm going to get out of here, folks. Thank you for watching today. I appreciate letting me run my mouth for about an hour and 38 minutes. And until next time, this has been the Underdog Research Channel, just live talking to you about life and crypto. Take care, folks. See you.